Alright. I think we're still in an ad break here. Either that or my thing is just telling me that. But I am back. I am ready here. So yeah. It appears there's an ad break, but I don't know what happened. I had something set up on Twitch to tell me when there was an ad break. Now I don't know. Oh, I forgot to post my link in a Discord. Oh, I spelled night wrong. I'm sometimes just the worst at spelling. Like, it'll be right in my head, and it'll feel right coming out of my fingers, but then it just doesn't come out right. Be like close sometimes. I'm lucky. But not all the time. There's that. Yeah. So I don't know why I have this up. I want this up. This is actually not the level I'm working on. I'm actually gonna work on this level, but this isn't my art, so I didn't want to just like show off this level on the promo. It says games and demos. I thought I changed it to games and development. Okay. Yeah, Cryptic, you don't get ads. Yeah. I think I set it up so it tells me when it runs, which is kind of cool, but I haven't tested it yet, so but it's not telling me that they're on now, so that's good. Anyways, you said same. Yeah, spelling can be iffy for me. Like, I'm actually a good speller, but I need to like really think about that each for that word, you know what I mean, to spell it correctly. And when I'm typing, I just kind of like let it come out at however it comes out. And usually my fingers get kind of fumbled or something, like they don't know which letter comes first somehow, like, or sometimes they'll type a word that's kind of close to the word that I'm trying to type, or even words that kind of sound similar but aren't the same. Like, it's really weird. It's like my fingers can have a mind of their own sometimes. But yeah, I made some changes to the overlays and stuff. There's commands now. I still don't have emotes yet. I gotta think about what I'm gonna do for emotes, because I've got all these ideas. I just don't know how to do it. You're an emote guy. What do you think is a good like starting emote? Like, what do you think is like essential emote? I was thinking of like some type of celebration emote. I don't know. I don't know how to do that. But I was thinking maybe like some type of confetti bomb or something, that like a looping animation. But then I'm like, wait, they probably don't let me have animated emotes right away. I probably need something that's just like one frame. I don't know how to do something celebratory with one frame, except for like, you know, the basic emoji stuff, you know, I don't even know what they call that, the party popper. Reaction emotes are the most important. What kind of reactions do you think would be the most important for my stream? Because I just don't know priority. Like, I have all of these ideas, but I don't have priority. Yeah. But like I said, something like that is animated, right? So I definitely want to jump into the animated stuff, but I don't know if they allow me to do that. They probably don't. I think they only give you like 2 starting emotes or something like that, 2 or 3 starting emotes. Okay. But like, yeah, I don't really want to like put my character into it. I know like it makes sense for like VTubers to do that stuff, but like I'm just not like, I don't know. I would, if I was gonna do a character, I'd want it to be something from my game. So I was thinking actually to do like a squid character, like the lurk guy. The next time the lurk one, yeah, here it comes. There's like a, where it says lurk at the bottom, there's these little tentacle guys that I made for Retro Spaceball. I kind of want, yeah, there they are. I kind of want to like incorporate that as my like emote character rather than to do like a human, because I feel like, and it's not like a bad thing, I just feel like everyone's kind of got like human character, or like their character as like the emote thing. I think it would be fun to do like different characters for different games and that kind of stuff. I've seen that kind of thing for like Pokemon emotes. Is that the lurk emote? Where you can do static versions. Celebrate is a really good first. Yeah, I think you're right on that. I think I should come up with a good celebrate, maybe with the Squidge guy. I've been calling him Squidges, but that name actually came from Aphex Twin. He uses that in some of his song titles. I don't think he would sue over it, but it's not completely original. I couldn't think of a better name for him, so I call him Squidges. But yeah, they're like those little tentacle guys. Maybe figure out a way to have one of them throwing confetti with all four arms, and then you know, throw some confetti out there. I think I could do it. I just have to put some time aside to do it. Celebrate, heart, and mad. Interesting, mad. That you would think it would be higher, like third priority. Like I understand the heart. I guess yeah, people like showing that they're upset about something. I'm just trying to think of a good way to do that. I haven't really thought about that one. Anyways, this is a starting point, and I was actually trying to do something really cool, which I have this, what I call R&D. So this is the level before this one, and I made this really intricate background, and I did it really quickly using this software called Tiled that I've been like low-key learning, but obviously it's all like kind of glitchy and weird looking, but because I did some gradient dithering to it later, I feel like it kind of like fixed some of the issues. These tiles are different than these ones, which I might have to fix. But this was just, like I said, R&D, research and development. I was just kind of figuring stuff out, how to, like, a way to do cool backgrounds quickly, because there's like a lot of these levels. Because I haven't quite figured out how to get it to do like tiles based, like tile based terrain where it does auto mapping. If you were around for what was it, Demon Fish Dead Ahead, if you were around for the development of that, which I think you might have actually, there was a lot of me saying that I wish I knew how to use Tiled. So last night I was playing with that, and yeah, I still wish I knew how to use Tiled, because I know that you can do it. Oh, we got the emotes going. Oh, those are angry emotes. Okay, I appreciate the sharing of your emote library. I don't sub a whole lot of people, so usually if I have any emotes, it's because someone's gifted me a sub. Oh, we hopped on a call during that jam. Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. That was fun. I kind of want to do more of that kind of stuff where I open up my mic for people and kind of make it a regular thing. But maybe even like have a because I'm trying to put more emphasis on my Discord and get more action going on in my Discord. So I was thinking maybe do like hey everyone on Discord, like this is the night that we're chatting and stuff. So if you want to join the conversation or listen, and then obviously stream it. But yeah, I'm still not in a great spot to be streaming on a schedule yet, and obviously my sleep schedule is kind of messed up right now because here I am starting to stream at like 1 in the morning. But I don't know, I kind of like that schedule, and I drift into it, so I don't know, we'll just have to see how that goes. But you got gifted a ton of subs. That's awesome. It's always cool. Like, it's always like, you know, I know, like, was it like $5 or it's less than that if you're getting them in bulk, or if you're if they're on sale or something like that. But like, that's still like a pretty big, like, oh, here's $5. I know it's like hardly enough to get food or anything like that. But that's a lot to just spend on someone else randomly. I think that's really cool when people do that stuff. What always surprises me is when people do it and I'm not even in the stream. I don't even know who they are, and somehow I just ended up getting gifted that. I'm not sure if it happens by mistake or what, but it happens. I don't know who some of those emotes came from. Yeah, basically that's the way mine works too. Your Discord is kind of a mess. Needs to be cleaned up so it's easy to navigate. Well, I appreciate the feedback. There is a feedback section. I don't know if you were able to navigate to that, but there is a feedback section. What I do to navigate Discords that are large like mine, because I'm in a whole lot of Discords, so I've kind of modeled mine off of other people's Discords. So what I do is I just close the ones that I don't need. Like, if you're not interested in the updates on the Retro Spaceball channels, which should probably rename to Wave Games channels, but you know, those are the ones that you can't really talk in if you're like just a regular user. You could just close that arrow and then just have all the public channels open, and then there's not as many. Same thing with the Wave Games channels. If you're already on top of the games as I release them and know about the updates, then you can close those. But I don't know. I would be interested in your feedback. I think I still have a feedback channel. Oh, there's a RSB feedback. There was a server feedback. Did I get rid of it? Oh yeah, no, it's in the public channel. Server feedback. So yeah, I guess maybe it is hard to do it. I'll put it at the bottom of the public channel so it's easier to find. Yeah. And it was before, but then I added the found media share, and that ended up at the bottom. So, but yeah, I do want to clean it up. So if you have ideas, roles select can actually remove views of channels people don't want to see. Yeah, but you know, how would I know? Also, I'm already full up on roles because you got to pay for that automated role thing, right? Last I checked. So I don't have any more roles I could give you, and there's no way for me to say like, hey, I mean, we could clean up 3D printing, you know, but I would feel bad for the people who had the conversation in there as like a legacy conversation, because there was a lot of 3D printing stuff going on in my channel, and then all of a sudden it just stopped because some of the people who hang out, or some of the people who used to hang out, no longer hang out really, you know. Free with bots. So for the one that I found, it was free up until like a certain number of roles, and then it wasn't free. And it was a pretty high number of roles, but if you have any other suggestions, I definitely would appreciate it if you put them in the actual Discord chat, so that way I don't lose them though, because that's what that channel's for, and no one uses it. But if you do have feedback, I definitely want it, because I think you probably have some good insight. Like I said, mine are kind of modeled off of larger Discords, which obviously my Discord isn't large. But yeah, I kind of want to do something like this for this level, or I mean for this level. It'd be interesting to do. And you can manually do them also, and you really only need about 5 roles that's not mods. It sounds like you have a very strong idea of what you think any Discord should be like by limiting the number of roles like that. I feel like having more roles is actually beneficial. I mean, because you can actually choose to use them publicly or just use them manually, and when you use them manually, then you know the players oh wow, that's really tiny. What does it say? Oh, call me Kixie. Hey, I need to work on that redeem size. That was really small. Oh, and the check-in worked. That's crazy because I forgot about the check-in thing, and I wasn't sure if I got it to work. So that's awesome that you got it to work. But thanks for joining in, Kixie. I know it's super late. I just kind of everything kind of worked together finally. You know, I don't know, and my sleep schedule is kind of backwards or whatever. But yeah, now that I've got a couple mods. Hey, I hope you're well. Yeah, I'm doing great. I hope you're well too. Now that I got a couple mods, how is the audio? Can you hear me? Can you hear the background music? Does everything sound okay? Five isn't the rule, it's just a base to build off of. I see. Yeah, I kind of wanted to make it so like it would be easy for game developers, and like so I just kind of copied what other game developer servers do, where they have like basic roles like that you would find at work as a game developer essentially, so that way you could share information easier, you know, artist, sound, programming, that kind of thing. So I can't remember exactly how it's set up, to be honest. It's been a while. You don't hear the background music? Interesting. Maybe I have it muted or something, or maybe it's just too quiet. Oh look, it is music. It is muted. Thank you for pointing that out. It's totally muted, and I didn't think it was. Yep, that was my mistake. 5 basic roles that will allow access and view of certain channels. Let's say someone joins and isn't into 3D print. They just don't click that role, so it don't show up in their feed. I totally understand where you're coming from, but like 3D printing isn't something that, like, I don't know, I want to like focus on. I don't 3D print, you know, like so like I mean, it was a nice place to talk about it when people in the community were interested in it. But like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could get them their own role. But like I said, I ran into that wall of like a paywall of how many emotes they could use to automatically select their role. So that was kind of why I stopped with how many roles they did. But yeah, I don't know, maybe if I had infinite roles, then 3D printing would be a role where they could get a role, just, you know, that one role just for that one channel. But that would clean it up a little bit. I was thinking about just getting rid of it, or coming up, and you probably wouldn't like this idea, but making a whole nother folder of channels where it's archived channels, so that way I don't have to lose anything, and anyone who comes back to the server after not being there for a while can say like, oh yeah, I remember having these conversations, I guess. I don't know. Speaking of emotes, when you get emotes, yeah, that's why we started the conversation here. Then you can have extended roles that identify who you are and what you're into. Yeah, I mean, if I could figure out a way to have more free roles, then maybe that's a good thing. I think I should look into that. But like I said, when I did that, what was this? This was a few years ago. Then that's when I hit that wall. So like things were different, maybe. But I don't know. That's definitely something I should look into then. Archive channels aren't a bad thing at all. Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, if that's a good way to declutter, then I'll probably end up doing that mostly, because I do agree that some of those channels are like super old, and I think I did declutter a lot of it. I should spend more time in my own Discord, really. I always feel weird like talking to myself. But yeah, a lot of times people do actually, well, maybe not a lot of times, but sometimes people do actually respond. Oh man. So I'm not even sure exactly where I'm gonna start on this. I kind of wanted to do something similar to this, and the way that I did this was that I just drew on the level and then told it that those were edges and connected, and then I drew again with the terrain paintbrush to get these weird squiggly lines. And I think that worked pretty well, but this was kind of just done by like messing around, so I was thinking about ways that I could do it intentionally and maybe get more interesting results, kind of using some of the same patterns that I used, but like these tiles were actually supposed to be this, and then these tiles were actually part of this before I mangled them. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking for this. I have 31 roles in my server. How many do you have? I don't know. That's a good question. You could probably check, right? I think you can just click and see, or no, I don't know how to check. How do you check? Do you gotta go into the user settings to check? Because I don't really know. I haven't actually dug into the settings or the server settings in a while. Didn't you just be able to click on someone and tell them? Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 13 roles, but I don't need at least one of them. Interview in podcast. Oh, I think I was just using that for my own manual purposes, to say like, oh, that person was on the podcast. But yeah, that's kind of a strange way to do it. Usually I make a note on people anyways. But yeah. Max roll count is 250. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Settings, scroller bombs. I have 2. What are your 2, Kixie? Just moderator and regular, I guess, probably. Oh, color and pronouns. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So I want to steal the colors from another project that I had. Where did that go? It was one of these. Was it this one? Or, no. Was it? This one. Oh, that has some. I should just... No, I had one that had all of them. And now I'm gonna be mad that I didn't like say like this has the palettes, because I don't know which one it was. Wasn't this one? Oh, alright, looked at that one. Oh, you mean like the other roles? Like the roles on the right side of Discord? Yeah, roles. Like mine, I've got developer for Retro Spaceball. Wait, let me get that list back up. Got admin, RSB developer, community support, which used to be something that people do. Lead tester, which also someone used to do. Newsletter subscriber, which is like not very many people. I don't really push the newsletter. I don't actually send out newsletters either, so that's probably why. And then there's a tester role, a game dev studio role, artist, composer, voice talent, content creator, bots, interview and podcast. And then on my role selection, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to select from. So that is tester, composer / musician, VO talent, which is voiceover, artist, developer / studio, and content creator. So those ones are my those are the ones that you can select that are automated. Yeah, but then like the moderator ones, for me, I don't have moderators, I just have testers. I think Kixie, I think you're a tester, I think. And so that way I can rope people into moderating without them realizing they have that power. No, it's actually not like that. There's just a couple special chats that people can chat with that are testers. That way, if there's like bugs and stuff, we can talk about it without the whole world seeing it. Yes, you are a tester. Cool. Yeah, I'm glad that I made you a tester. Obviously, there's not a whole lot of responsibility on your shoulders. But yeah, I'm actually trying to convert the whole thing to be more wave games than retro spaceball. Obviously, like retro spaceball is still gonna be a thing, but yeah, since I do other stuff besides retro spaceball, I do kind of want to involve my studio branding a bit. I was actually thinking about changing my Twitch name, but like it's been my real name forever. Like, I don't know. I started using my real name back when it was okay to use your real name on the internet. Back when people were like, yeah, you're straight out of college, put your real name out on the internet. And that's what they told me in college. I don't think they tell you that anymore. Anyways, like, you know, it's my website at this point, so it's like, what am I gonna do? Stop using my real name? I also think it probably does make it a little easier to find work. Like, if you use your real name, like, I don't know, because I mean, your boss, they're gonna need your real name to send money legally at some point. Like, if there's like taxes and stuff involved, like there's gonna be some real names involved for contracts and stuff, you know. You have a lot of roles. Yeah, we were talking about cleaning up the Discord when you joined, and that's another thing. Cryptic has some great ideas about cleaning the Discord up, and I told him he should write them in the feedback section of my Discord because no one ever uses it. Easier to hire Rick Oakland than Deathmaster69. I don't know who Deathmaster. Oh, Deathmaster. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know who Deathmaster69 is. I was like trying to go through my mental address book, and it wasn't coming up. Is that something? And then the 69 got me. I was like, oh shit. Oh, thanks Cryptic. I appreciate it. That will make it easier for me to remember. Because yeah, I'm kind of in the pixel art chat mindset at the moment, and I do want to fix it. I do want to make it better, and I really appreciate your input and your help. Obviously, you know what you're doing. Yeah, and I you know, I haven't like surveyed my community in a long time, so it's nice that you can like look at it with fresh eyes and come to me with the honest critique. And don't worry about hurting my feelings at all, because like I said, it's all really outdated at this point. I mean, I started using Discord like back right about when it came out. I think it came out in 2016. I started using it in like mid 2017. I think it was like August or something when I started using it in 2017. Oh, there's a Pokemon in chat. I'm gonna catch it and then use copy paste on my other keyboard. That way, anytime there's a Pokemon, I can just grab my other keyboard and hit Control V, and then I got a Pokecatch going. Other than mods and member, I have 2 other roles: game devs and Moshi siblings. That's pretty cool. That's pretty. Oh yeah, I think I did notice that. Yeah. I think that's awesome how the Moshi siblings are like. I know there's a lot of them now, but I think it's awesome that everyone kind of like, at least within the same generation, that they kind of stick together. That's really cool that they kind of provide that boost of community when you're just starting out. I think that's cool. Militank, yeah, I don't know about Militank. It sounds like a military tank. It's a milk cow. Oh, Miltank. I was reading Militank. Miltank. It's a milk cow. So this background stuff turned out pretty cool here. I'm just gonna steal this palette because I'm tired of looking for the palette, so new palette from Sprite. So now at least I have these colors. It's a start. I was thinking about maybe getting some new colors in there. I've been getting more and more lax with the colors because I realized that GB Studio is pretty good at getting the closest possible color. Yeah, they did an update recently where you can just draw in color now, where before you need to do it in 4 colors and then go into the software and change each tile. But now you can do it in Aseprite, so that's pretty cool. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I'm gonna paste this palette. Yeah. I'm gonna just draw some crazy stuff. Yeah. So I kind of want, like I said before, to have it have like a terrain like vibe. So I'm just gonna pretend that this is like stuff, and then I'm just gonna use this blank space here to like use that later. And I'm just gonna kind of make a little tile set here. Oh, where the avatar is broken. I turned him off and then forgot to turn him back on. Good call. Oh, that's not how you do that. So far the stream's working, which is good. I was watching the VOD from the last stream, the collab stream, and it was so choppy, but like it was weird how it was choppy. The voices were coming through, and even the overlays for the Discord were coming through pretty much normal, but the game was super choppy, and all of the overlays stuff that I had was super choppy. But I actually spent a lot of time optimizing it, and I'm running all the videos, or most of the videos, through Mix It Up now rather than OBS to try to lighten the load a little bit. We'll have to see how it does playing an actual game. Aseprite is a really light load, so it's hard to get things to crash that way. But yeah, I added all of these different commands, so like most of the commands work now. Like, I can't believe the check-in command worked. That was so cool that you got it to work. I'm just trying to. The theft is illegal. I'm not even sure. where that came from. Theft is illegal. What were you talking about there? I'm not following. Stealing the pallet, maybe? I did steal the pallet from my other file. Oops. You can't wait to play again and expand the supermarket? Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, right? It's just to get bigger and bigger and make more and more money. And even get those automated things, the checkout things, so we can do other stuff, spend more time spending money than making money. It's a pretty cool game. I know a lot of people have been playing that trading card simulator game. I was watching the Electric Mindset play it, and that was actually, he was having a blast. He was having so much fun. He made this maze with the shelves in the street. So like, not only like was there a maze inside the store, but the maze went all the way into the street. So like, it took them 4 in-game hours to get to the counter. It was pretty funny. You want that too? Oh, you missed the collab stream? Well, don't watch my VOD. I mean, you can, but like, it's not great because of the choppiness. But the audio came through, that's really all that stream was for me. I was just like typing in numbers and listening to what you guys are saying. I actually didn't even say much because you guys are so funny. But I can be kind of quiet when other people are talking. I like to listen. So is that supposed to go there? Yeah. Right. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay. So with these pieces, I should be able to make something cool. But you can do other stuff too. Like you can do corners. And then, just to make this easier, I'm just gonna rotate it. Oh. So these would be like inside corners. So more of a traditional tile set here. I was just kind of going all over the place there. But you can do like inside and outside things in this tiled program. It's just really not easy to use. But I'm learning it. It's fun. So have I tried UFO 50? I have not. I want to, but it's one of those games that I know I'm probably gonna want to play a lot of, and I don't know. I go through phases where I hit games really hard, and then I kind of like stop and kind of I do other things. Like right now I've been playing a lot of LSDJ on Game Boy, which isn't really a game. It's a tracker, so you can make music on the Game Boy. The only drawback is you can't like export it as like Game Boy music, like for a Game Boy game. You can export it as like a wave or like an audio file. So, I guess it's not as easy to export it. You have to actually record it, like you would if you were like dubbing tapes or something like that. So it's a little bit weird like that, but it is possible to get the audio off, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, the maze sounds bad for business. It was hilarious. Like, he fell into the maze, he said, and he just restarted the game because he didn't want to spend the time to get out of the maze. Because he was like jumping across it to like watch the people trapped in the maze. Well, they weren't trapped. They're going. They're like, I want this pack of cards. and then the store closed. And they would get stuck, and they would complain that there was something blocking the door. because they they tried to get to the store at a reasonable hour, and there's a maze in the way. It was fun watching him play, for sure. Like, I don't know, he has a certain way about playing games where he just like intentionally tries to make it as weird and broken as possible. I'm missing this one. Oop. This one. Right? Is there another one I'm missing? I'm going that way. No. I've got that one. I want this one. Actually, I want that too. Oh. Yeah. What am I doing? This one? Just gonna rotate. Oh. Yeah, and then same thing with this. Whoa, that oh, I already did this. I'm like doing this again. Oh shit. Yeah, those are up there, so but wait. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. 'Cause this one's here. It had me all confused. I'll put it here. Alright, so 2 of these, 1 of those, 4 of those, 4 of these, 4 of those, 4 of those, 1 of those. I think that's enough to make a tile set out of. I'm just gonna steal this stuff and put it on a new image so it doesn't get all weird on this thing. There we go. I kind of want to make it more interesting, and I lost my palette. Yeah, it's good to see streaming avatars working, because it was like working. It was like not working during the collab. So I just I turned it off mid collab because I realized that it was just like it was like 1 frame every like 5 seconds. But it seems to be working out. What I did, I actually turned down the frame rate, the max frame rate, to like 35 or something like that, because it's pixel art. It doesn't really need to be 60. And then what I did was I changed the NVIDIA control bar so that way it doesn't see it as a background application, because then it can like slow down even more. And then I set the max frame rate to 60 there, so it'll never get to that. So it should work, but you know, it was weird to see it just like completely fail. But yeah, everything was failing for that stream, so everything but the audio. Otherwise I just remove the VOD. It's really, I don't know, it's fun for me to watch, so I'll keep it up. 9 people watched it on YouTube, so like, feel bad for them, but maybe eventually I'll make it private or unlisted. Maybe I'll make it unlisted. So yeah, I do want to make this more interesting. I'm just not sure the best way. Maybe yellow? And then, yeah, something like that. Yeah, I don't want to do too many colors, because you're only allowed 4 for each tile. Any more than that, and it's not gonna work. So, oh. It's not streaming if it's not chaos at some point. I feel like I've heard that before. Yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect with the collab, but I think it was just a bad internet day. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that where like the internet just doesn't work for you. Oh, a Machop. Machop. Those are fancy Pokemon, aren't they? Those are first gen. Your last drawing stream was a nightmare. Oh, sorry to hear that. Pokecatch. It's close. I can't make too much fun. It's easy to mistype that. Here we go. That works. Yeah, I do need to play more games, I think, because like I said, I was kind of on this like only working kick for a while there, and then I was like Worms. Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of Worms Armageddon for like, I don't know, last couple months maybe. Or no, maybe, yeah. I don't know. I've been on and off with games, like I said. But it's such a good game, and it's so good on Steam Deck because it's like, I don't know, some games just feel really right on Steam Deck. It's kind of like on like the way it used to feel on Switch. But honestly, the Switch never felt really right in my hands. And that's a lot of the time that I play the Switch, it's like that. So I mean, I don't know. It depends. I play it on TV also. And I still haven't gotten the Steam Dock. A Steam Deck dock. Dock for my deck? I don't know. Pixie, you were there when you drew that? Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that would have been interesting. Switch was made for kid hands. Good point, good point. They went pretty cheap on the controllers, but it makes it very lightweight. Easy to travel with. The Steam Deck has this huge bulky case, which is nice, you know, but it's like kind of a pain to take it on the plane, you know, like, I mean, it's great to have on the plane, don't get me wrong, but or on a plane, the plane. I've only been on one plane with it, so it's the plane. Yeah, you know, I really liked the Switch, and it felt like $300 was like worth it, but like now I'm like, I'm hardly gonna use the thing because pretty much anything that I'm gonna buy in the future is gonna be on Steam Deck, on Steam. Like if I'm gonna play it handheld, like I don't know. We'll see how it goes with that. But I really enjoy it. You don't remember what went wrong? Yeah, I'm interested to know what all went wrong too, so I can try to avoid it. I don't mean to bring attention to any mistakes that you might have made, but I'm always trying to learn from other people's mistakes. You can't blame me there. So I don't know if you guys noticed, there's like a little, well, like first of all there's a video in the right corner that has like trailers for games that I've worked on, and then directly underneath it there's like a little ticker thing that has a bunch of different random commands that come up, and I've actually got them all to work so far. So if you guys ever want to try them, it would be exciting for me because no one's ever tried them before. Not that you have to, but you should. I mean, you guys are mods, you gotta make sure they work, right? Yeah, I kind of went overboard with the commands, and I didn't really set up any redeems. I want to do redeems, but at the moment, I don't know. It's weird. I don't really use redeems that much in other people's streams. A lot of the people who I like started watching like didn't really promote that stuff, or didn't really. Maybe they did have that stuff and I just didn't think to use it. I don't know. When I first started streaming, I didn't think about that stuff at all. So yeah. What did I do? Did I mess this up somehow? What did I do? Oh, this one only has 2 in the middle. Now, this is still kind of experimental. I don't really know how this is going to work out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a tile map out of this and then load that tile map into this program called Tiled. Then I'm going to draw pictures with it. And then I'm going to bring it back into Aseprite and then dither it. And it worked pretty well before. So, I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see how it goes. I think maybe these should be like that. Yeah. I don't know. I want to learn more and more about Tiled. I have one called Background Pieces. I'm gonna make a new folder for this game in here. Here we go. Yeah, and then there's this website that I use. And you can count tiles. It's pretty useful. Let me find the image. It's in here somewhere. Oh, yep, I put it in that new folder, that's right. Okay, so now I'm just gonna drag this in here, and it makes this little tile map, and you can just download that, right? And then I'll put it in here with the others. I'll just put a 1 here, I don't know. Even though it's the third one, I'll put a 3 there. I don't know what's going on. Those ones are based on levels. This is just a random one. All right, so now that I've got that, I can load up Tiled. Tablet kept disconnecting from your computer. I got you. I got you. Is it like a graphics tablet? Or I mean a like a tablet with a monitor, or is it just a graphics with no monitor? I don't know. So this is Tiled. It's very, very weird software. It works well, but I'm still learning how to do it. So like you can see there's all these like weird files here. Like what is this? Okay, so this is this is what I made before. Oh man, and it was actually like really hard to make. What I had to do was export this background image. Where is that? This image as a single tile, and then import it in, and that was kind of a pain in the butt. So I'm just gonna do is use this one while I kind of look at this level. But it's actually kind of in the same place. Like, what I mean is that if I wanted to... Oh, this isn't the layered version. I don't think that's there. What was I looking for? How did I call it? This one? No. There's an Aseprite. I think. Oh, maybe not. No, yeah, because I did something to it. This folder is starting to get unorganized. It's got like different versions of the levels and stuff. Some of them are colored, some of them aren't. I could have sworn that I had a Aseprite version of it. Apparently I don't. Hold on. Maybe I didn't save it. That's unfortunate. Did I not save it to this folder? I thought I did. Oh, here it is. Alright, so now these guys are there. These tiles. So I could like draw with them somehow. Yeah, here we go. So somehow, yeah, it's really not very intuitive software. It's unfortunate that it's not more intuitive. Galaxy tablet. File organization is impossible for me. I get lazy and just put things wherever, causing me issues doing JSON files. Yeah. I get pretty hardcore about dating things. A lot of times I'll do like today I would put 11.26.24 on the file, and then that way I at least know when I made it. But I've got this trail of dated files that go like way back to like I don't even know, 2005 or something like that. Maybe not that far. I don't know. Depends how far you dig on my hard drives. Because I did a lot of work for school and stuff, and that's when I started to realize that like I needed to date some of these. Because like, yeah, you can check the properties and see the date, but sometimes that's not accurate. It really isn't. Like I was just looking at a file today that said that it was made in 2005. But it was labeled as 2012. So I don't know how that happens, but it does. And then outside of that, I usually have like I'll use the documents folder and that Windows already provides, and then I'll make subfolders in that for video. Well, actually right now my video folder is like using the default one, but I'll make an images folder instead of using the default pictures folder, because I just don't use the default ones usually. But for some reason the video one was automatically receiving video, so that's just where things end up. But yeah, and then so I've got like, if I'm working for like a client, I'll make a folder for the client, or if if I'm working for like if I'm like I have an audio folder, so anything with audio goes into there. So like within the audio you can find indie game dev report recordings and stuff like that. But if you go to the images folder, there's also an indie game dev report folder because there's images in there, so that kind of gets confusing, and I find myself jumping. Oh, there's a Pokemon, a Pumpkaboo. That must be like some type of Halloween Pokemon, huh? But yeah, like I said, I kind of wish the software was a little bit more intuitive, because it's just not, unfortunately. Like what it does is great, but so if I make another terrain somehow, how did I do that before? There's a way to make a new terrain. Yeah, maybe I'm not ready to stream this because I don't really remember it. No, that's not it. It has something to do with this terrain sets. Pyrotoad level 6. Oh, so I gotta go to this. Ah, that's where it is. Alright, so terrain sets. Alright, so now we're gonna make a new mixed set. And the mixed set's like the biggest one, but we should be able to do it fairly easily. It's a little bit confusing at first, but it's like a simplified version of what it would look like on the tile set. So like these ones, these nubs, they don't need to go to the end because these aren't defining the collision space. These are just, it's an end cap. Excuse me, an end cap. So it goes on the end cap. So it's like a simplification of what it is. All right, here's some more. But yeah, like I said, I haven't been using this long enough to really be streaming and explaining it, unfortunately, but I am going to try to use it here. So if we go to unnamed set now, we should be able to just draw with it, right? Is that not working yet? We gotta go to object layer first? No. Maybe make a new tile layer? Yeah, because that one was hidden because I already drew on it. So now I can draw. So this kind of works, right? Yeah, okay, so this is what I want. This is cool. Yeah, this is working for me. Oh, almost. Alright, yeah, so it's not super easy to get it to work, but it does work. And then yeah, so it's not handling all of the things well. That's why I was getting that really glitchy pattern on this one, because I didn't set it up properly, and I just kind of like well, let's see if we can find it. Oh no, it's this. Oh, I gotta open up the other one to do that. Never mind. Anyways, let's go back to this one. So I'm actually going to change the colors. Yeah, this isn't really working at all. The stamp tool, I just screwed it all up. All right. If I made like a few different ones and then kind of mix them together, I think that might work. You really gotta be careful about not selecting the middle though, because then it starts to do this like big chunky pipe, which just doesn't look as good. They can't figure out how to do the corners yet, so. Hey. probably be easier zoomed in. But honestly, I'm trying to do the background space and make it look cool. Like, man, this is really giving me trouble here. It'll be like, I think I got it, and then it's just like, bleh. If you do it one click at a time, it's a little bit easier. Because it'll show you what it's gonna put down. Yeah, it looks like there's actually little spaces between these things, right? So if you... Ah, look at that. I made a new shape. Yeah, I appreciate the support. Like I said, the software is not the easiest to use, but now that I've got kind of a starting point here, I can easily make variations of it and kind of add some variety. And then, like I said, I'm gonna change it all up later in Aseprite afterwards anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna make a new layer actually. Instead of just drawing on top of everything. So that way I can save what I've done. And also make sure that it's a little different, because if it's exactly the same, then that'll be kind of weird, right? Because I'm trying to make it different. Yeah, I was super inspired to play more LSDJ, to play around with that more. I actually caught someone's stream where that's like what they do a lot of the time. I mean, they play games too, but like a lot of what they do is just play LSDJ and make music. And they do like an album once a year, where once a month they work on a new track. So there's 12 tracks for each album. It's pretty cool. I was really impressed, and the music is really, really good. I can't pronounce their name though. It's like Chemixzeal? I don't know. I'm excited to catch another one of her streams. Because I'm learning so much about that little piece of software from watching her, because I don't know. I just kind of like, I don't know, I watched a couple YouTube videos, but they're not very informative. Well, most of the time I'm just watching other people's like technique and like flow, right? Like creation flow, I guess. Like how they go about making songs and stuff. And I noticed like, oh, I don't do that, or I do that, or I do something they don't do, or something like that, you know? I'm picking up little things still, I guess is what I'm saying. Oh, that's one pixel too many. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of streams lately. I've been thinking about streaming, and then I don't actually stream. I end up working on either the mix it up stuff, or like, you know, pixel art stuff, and I'll I'll have OBS up and like pretend that I'm streaming because I just don't actually stream. I get close and then it just doesn't happen. So I'm glad that's not what happened today. I don't know what to do with this green stuff. Maybe do like a darker, like a gray. Ooh, you said doo-doo? Did I say doo-doo? I guess sometimes it can't be helped. Yeah, cool to see you streaming. Thanks for watching. It's always fun to watch you stream. Yeah, I was watching Easy Perp stream earlier. Hadn't seen him stream in a while. That was cool. He does Unity and Aseprite, kind of the same way that I was doing it for Retro Spaceball. It was cool. He actually said that Retro Spaceball and my stream was a big inspiration for his game, which is really awesome because his game has come a long ways. And he was saying the same thing about my game. So like, it's a cool connection that Easy Perp and I have. He's one of my oldest viewers that still comes in. Like, well, not oldest, like old. He's been around longer than pretty much anyone that still comes in. Maybe, or you know what? Tiger J. I think that's his name, Tiger J. It's been, we were pretty close back in like 2018. Well, not like super close, but as far as me having streamer friends go, back in 2018, he was one of them. And he came in not that long ago, and that was pretty dope. That was really cool to see what he's doing with his stream and catch up. Thank you, you're welcome, Kixie. I appreciate it. You definitely deserve the thanks. So I think this is a good starting point. I'm just going to do the same thing here, export it, and we'll just call it tile map 2. Yep, tile map 2. And then do we have this? Yep. Do I have the other window? Yep. We'll refresh it. Pop it in there. So now we've got another one. We'll download that. We'll just increment this number here. Alright, and now what's next? Tiled. We go to new tile set. The more I do this, the better I'm gonna get at it. Alright, so we're gonna make a new thing there. And then we've got the terrain set. Okay, we'll make a new mixed terrain set. And we'll just jump in there and start drawing. Oh, there's an execute. Execute? An execute. I think, is that? No, that's not Gen 1, is it? Or is it? Vaguely sounds familiar. Oh. So yeah, that's another issue. Once you make a mistake, you have to hit this erase terrain button to fix it, which isn't the end of the world, but to get back, you click on that. Yeah. Once I figure out how to use this tool entirely, I think it's going to be a huge time saver. But right now, it's still a bit of a learning curve. All right. So now I've got that. I'm gonna go back into this. We're gonna grab this other unnamed tile set. Oh. And yeah, the big blocks still aren't working yet. It kind of adds some variety though. Whoa. You gotta zoom in some more here. I keep forgetting that there's like in between squares. I don't know if you can see what I mean. Oh, I know why it's not working. I think. Or do I? No, I don't. Nope. I don't know how to fix it. It's too confusing for me to figure out why this isn't working. Maybe it doesn't need this middle part. Maybe that's the way it needs to be. No, that one still should be. Right? And then these ones. I don't know. Give it a shot. Well, it's not working any worse, but it's not working any better either. It's cool to have two different pipes. Gosh darn it. Just draw. Whoa, I made it big for it. Oh, look at that. To do that, I hit the control button, just instinctually. Just by luck, it actually worked. So how do I get things inside? Oh. So I think you gotta stamp individual tiles to do that. Something like that. Yeah, I feel like this could be smarter too. Like, why does it have to be like that? Why can't it just automatically fill up the screen? Like, but can't complain. It's free software. Take me back to the draw mode. So I can't connect them because they're from different tile sets. But if I put them on the same one, then I'm pretty sure I could. In fact, I think there's a way to randomize it. So that way if you wanted to do like distressed pipes, you could like make it so you just draw and it places the distressed pipes for you. But yeah, this is kind of experimental. Like I do definitely think I'll be using it by the end of the project, but right now a lot of this is probably going to get erased or changed drastically so it no longer looks like how it does, because I'm just kind of screwing around here. It is really cool software though. Oops. Yeah. It feels weird not using Aseprite though. Like saving and stuff like that, it's all weird. You know, like this is level 7, but I'm using it for more than level 7 because I realized you can. Although I'm using level 7 as the background for it just because they're all the same size. And it kind of gives me an idea of where things are placed as far as the tile changes. Because I'm actually using these, like, he set down these bricks and then those bricks, and I'm using that placement as a starting point for when I change, because I do kind of like the pattern. Because when you're going through, I mean, it's pretty big on the screen. It's like this, so you don't even see that there's other stuff coming until you know, get to about here, and then you're like, oh wow, there's other stuff, and then, you know, by the time you're here, it's like you're in a completely different zone. And then the same thing kind of happens as you go back, and then all of a sudden you're like in this zone. So there's more variety this way when you switch back in this pattern. So I don't know, if it feels repetitive, we can always break it down later, and do even more with it or less with it or that kind of thing. Yes, Gen 1, you were washing your face. Learning new software is honestly degrading. Learning new software is exciting until you get into the weeds. A lot of thoughts there on new software. I love new software. I don't know what it is. It's hard for me to find the time to learn it, but I love doing it. In fact, I've been planning on trying to learn Godot for a long time. I just haven't gotten to it yet because I haven't gotten the time. And then GB Studio kind of came along and was like so quick and easy for me to learn. And like I said, I love learning new software. So it was very hard to turn down GB Studio once I realized how capable it was. And honestly, I totally wanted to make pixel art for other developers too, and I felt like GB Studio and Game Boy pixel art would be a good way to kind of do that. And I'm glad that it's actually kind of working out that way. I wasn't sure that it was going to. Okay, what happened here? Did I... something? Oh, I'm in erase mode. Hey. I just got Clip Studio, a drawing app, and it's 90% more features than old one. I'm just lost. Honestly, that's awesome that you got Clip Studio. I was looking at it when it was on sale during one of the game jams. I can't remember which one. And I was like, oh, I need to buy this. And then I got really into the game jam, and then the sale was over by the time that the game jam was over. So I think I'm just gonna try to pay attention to the sale. So if you ever, okay, it's on sale right now. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna have to buy it now that it's on sale. Last day, I think. Jeez, well, it goes on sale frequently. So but yeah, hopefully the last day wasn't yesterday, considering that it's like 3:25 in the morning here. Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, from what I hear, it goes on sale pretty regularly. But yeah, because it's kind of pricey, not on sale, and then when it's on sale, it's like, oh yeah, $20, I can handle that. But from what I hear, actually what I've seen on people's streams, I was really impressed with it, and that's why I was looking at purchasing it, because I was like, wait a second, this is like way better than GIMP or Krita. And you know, GIMP and Krita aren't bad, they just, I don't know, they're not great. I don't know if you've messed with GIMP or Krita. I spent a long time learning GIMP because after college, like, I moved away from Adobe. That looks kind of cool like that. How did I do that? I did it. There we go. You're on a 6-month free trial. I have GIMP on your PC. It's okay as a Photoshop Lite. I think Photoshop used to have a light version, didn't they? Maybe I'm wrong. Never use it, so you don't know. You never use Photoshop? Or never use the light version? Photoshop, okay. Yeah, I started using Photoshop back in high school, actually. You know, that was, I don't even know what they had, some old Mac, and it ran like one of the very first versions of Photoshop. And it was like in the teachers, so the art in high school, the art classes had their own building, and there was like an office for that building, and that's where the computer with Photoshop was. So it was limited access, only one student at a time could use it, but it was a pretty small school, and they pretty much only let trusted students use it. And I was friends with a trusted student, so he let me use it. That was the first time that I ever used Photoshop. Before that, I was always using Windows Paint. Oh, we got a Azuril in chat. I got pretty far with Windows Paint, to be honest. You know, I was doing like mod stuff with it eventually. It was like really, I say mod stuff, but it was like, it wasn't professional by any means. It was like, you know, image swap, like file swapping. You know, you go in and you change a few files in the, because like back in the day it was all CD-ROMs. So what you could do is you could just put the CD-ROM on your computer if you had enough space, and just play the game off your computer, you know, much like you would do today. And so that's what I would do, because I had a pretty big computer at that time compared to the games that I was playing. You know, people would buy me games, or I would actually, a lot of times friends would just lend CD-ROMs back in the day. And if you had the CD-ROM, they couldn't stop you from playing the game, even though it was illegal technically to share. It was something that people did. And I was definitely, I took part in that for sure. But that's how I found Duke Nukem and Doom and all the cool games that kind of shaped me growing up. And that's kind of how I started doing mods as well. 600 student high school, wow. You know, the high school that I graduated from, I think we only had 500 in our graduating, the year that I graduated, I think we only had 500 students is what I'm trying to say. We I think there was only like 100 in the graduating class, or maybe 100 something. But I went to 3 different high schools. I went to the high school nearby where I'm actually living right now, where my mom lives, and it's a super huge high school, like crazy big high school, and yeah, it was so big, like you could get lost, and you would have to like take like shortcuts to get to your classes, kind of thing. Like you couldn't stop at your locker between every class. You would have to like bring your books for like 3 different classes and like cut through the cafeteria, and like, yeah, it was intense. I still, I mean, it's been, whoa, that's cool. I haven't seen that one yet. Whoa. I mean, it's been a long time, but I used to have nightmares that I lost my like way in the school. Like I got lost, you know what I mean? And it's like a reoccurring dream thing that I have like pretty consistently still, where I'll be like, oh no, I am late for class and all these hallways are a maze. And yeah, get lost looking for class. And it's weird because sometimes I'll be in college, sometimes I'll be in high school, but it's usually like a really big high school that I'm lost in, even if I'm like in my head I'm in college. But sometimes I'll be like in a really tall building in college, and because that's I went to college in a really tall building, but we were actually really low. We were on like the 2nd and 3rd floor, so it's not like I was ever really high up in that tall building, but I did get pretty high up in buildings during that period. So come on, just do what I want you to do. Did I hit the button? You did it again. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the terrain tool is a little difficult to use because, like I said, it's like there's like extra squares inside these squares. So depending on which extra square you click on, I wish you could see them. I don't know what any of these do. Select team, same tile, add selection, subtract, selection tools. So because this level is kind of like the last of this like theme, I want it to be kind of crazy. And because I made the other one, this one like really crazy, I don't know, maybe I should swap the backgrounds, but or maybe just make this one even crazier. I don't really know, but I want the game to kind of steadily increase in like its variety and kind of strangeness, and I don't know, I just want it to keep it interesting. Like, I know I like to work with a lot of texture, and I don't want people's eyes to get bored of texture and just be like, oh, it's just more texture, just more texture, just more texture. I want people to say like, oh, that's something I recognize, like that's a pipe, or you know, some type of like electrical conduit thing or something. I don't know. Where'd the other one go? Here it is. Yeah. Well, I'm glad the stream is going good, because this was kind of like a test stream a little bit to make sure that there wasn't any other issues that needed to be addressed. So I'm glad that like the stream hasn't like frozen, or like streaming avatars seems to be working, and I don't know, I was worried that I'd have to like cut down all of the crazy bells and whistles stuff. But it seems like it's working. But also, like I said, I think it was just like a bad internet day. Because I did an internet test before we started that collab stream, and it was not doing good. Like it was having trouble loading Discord, it was having trouble loading everything. And then I checked again like a little bit later, and it was better, but it still wasn't like what it normally is, because I check it pretty often. But that was when the stream was starting, so I was like, well, I can't just wait for it to get better. Maybe it'll get better during the stream, but I think that was part of the issue, is that it was like just a crap internet day. Or maybe I need to reset my my router, or also maybe someone else was using the internet. That's a thing here, for sure. Oh. I kind of wish they connected now, because like they're like fighting each other a little bit. Oh. That's what I want. It all looks great. Thank you. It's kind of you know, it's gonna look funky right now because I'm doing things in a weird way. Like I'm overlapping the background because I'm gonna put the background over it anyways. I think I'm actually going to remove the background when I render it this time, because it's just gonna be in the way. But what I'm using it to kind of gauge when the color shifts occur. But honestly, I'm mixing the colors so much that it's not gonna make much of a difference anyways. But I appreciate the feedback that you think it looks good. That feels good to hear. So I was on Blue Sky and I saw someone post, someone that posted they had done a GDC talk, and I recognized them from their post. They were talking about doing trailers, and I was like, holy cow, that's the guy who did that really awesome GDC talk that I love so much, and I show people all the time. So I commented on his post, and that's how he responded, was that it made him feel good. Like, that's awesome. Oh. But yeah, his trailers are like really professional, and I guess he does stuff for indies too. But honestly, you know, I'm at the point where I would like to do trailers for other indies. And honestly, everything I learned I got from videos like his talk. There's a couple other ones that were really good too. He's not the only good trailer maker out there, but I feel like maybe I've seen 2 of his talks even. I don't really know. There's another talk that I'm thinking of that I'm not sure is his, that was like really informational and amazing. So I'm trying to remember if he did the trailer for Journey or not, because if he did, then it's him again. But if he didn't, his name is Derek Liu, Lieu. But yeah, he does trailers for like, I guess one of the biggest starting, like one of the games that launched his career was Firewatch. He did the trailer for that. But I think it was, you know, I'm not sure actually. I think his career might have already been launched after that, because he's been doing this for, what did he say, nine years? He's been doing trailer making in the industry, so that's really cool. But it was also kind of surprising to hear that it only been 9 years, because I know I try to think of myself as like up and coming in the industry, but the reality is that I started editing videos around that same time. I just wasn't doing it professionally for other people. I was just doing it for myself, and not very well. So obviously there's a bit of a gap there, but it's interesting to think that I've actually been doing something just as long as a professional who does it really, really well. But obviously I've been doing other things too, so I never try to like put myself against someone like that, but I always think it's interesting about like how I could still be like on that same route, you know what I mean? Because it's not like I haven't done a lot of video editing. I have, but I've also been doing pixel art and 3D animation and 3D modeling and modding and all this other weird stuff for work. And you know, I really like variety, so it would be hard for me to do just trailers, if I'm gonna be honest. But that doesn't mean I don't feel passionate about them. Like, I definitely enjoy working on them, and I tend to see it as like a small, everything's a game to me. Right? I mean, I say that, but it sounds weird. Like, I think of things as experiences, right? And I know that's like kind of vague, but also obvious, right? Because everything is an experience. But like, I think of experiences as games, essentially, right? But then I try to extrapolate experiences from just reality, right? And then I think about how that experience would translate to a game or to film or to different varieties of media, right? I feel like that's kind of what it's about. We've got a primate though. That's Gen 1. I don't think I have enough Ultra Balls to keep up with you guys, but let me check. I still got 12 Ultra Balls. What did I do? But yeah, I'm pretty pleased, honestly, with Blue Sky. Man, you know, I know it's only been a couple years or whatever that Twitter's been like kind of crappy, but it feels good to be on Blue Sky. It really does, because like I know I'm like, it's weird because like my following isn't as big on Blue Sky, obviously, because I haven't been on there as much as Twitter over the years and years and years. Man, I started my Twitter account back in 2009 or 10. I think it was 2009. And you know, it took forever to get that many followers. But it's weird, you know, because like you get some over time, but then you get some in spurts, and then like all of a sudden, like, because you get used to like, oh, I got 100 followers this month, I got 100 followers that month, 150 that month, and then all of a sudden it like cut down to like very, very few followers, and then all of a sudden it was like negative followers because they were clearing out all the bots and stuff like that, or all the old accounts, not even just bots, just old accounts. And now like I finally got over 4,000 in Twitter, and I was like, holy shit, 4,000, that's a lot. And now it's like slowly ticking either down or I don't know. It's not going very fast like it used to. And then on Blue Sky, it's just like crazy. I'm almost at 1,000 already, and that just blows my mind. But then there's starter packs where it's like, if you like, Kixie, you're a VTuber, and I'm sure there's VTuber starter packs. Like, I haven't joined any, but I joined a streamer developer starter pack. Like, it's cool, you know. I'm pretty pleased with the way that works. And then the moderation stuff, it's kind of weird because it's like you have to do it all yourself, but not really, because there's like block lists. I haven't actually used them yet, but I feel like that could be very useful for some people, because there's a lot of like, because now that Blue Sky is getting big, there's a lot of like Twitter people coming over that aren't necessarily cool. Hey, Mr. Square Peg, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate it, yeah. And the follow, very much appreciate that. Yeah, I do game dev stuff mostly. Recently I did a collab stream with one of my mods and some of our mutual friends, and that was a lot of fun. Doing good here. I was over on your YouTube. Oh, interesting. Well, sorry if I was talking crap about YouTube. I just kind of forget about my YouTube. Oh, I see. I'm glad you found the link to my Twitch. I have it up on a monitor just in case I like look over there, but it's kind of far from my field of view, my vision, and I kind of just assume that I don't have a following on YouTube. But I'm obviously wrong then. If people are following, or if people are finding me on YouTube, I should be paying more attention to it. So thank you for finding me on YouTube. That's cool that you were able to. I always wonder about the visibility of streams on YouTube, because like I never see them promoted to me, but like I'll know that they're streaming on Twitch, and then like if I go looking for it, I'll find it. But yeah. Yeah, I'm doing Tiled now. This is like the first time I've ever streamed this software before. I've played with it for a while now, on and off, actually for a couple of years, but I just never was able to like really sink my teeth into it and make it work for me. In fact, there was a game jam that I did not long ago where I like really could have used the features on this, but instead I like struggled, and the game had a lot of bugs on the release because of it. Where if I would have used that time more wisely, having already known the software. But honestly, the software takes a long time to learn. It's not easy, and I probably would have spent just as much time trying to learn it. So It's one of those things, you gotta do it beforehand. But right now, I'm actually doing background art, and it doesn't look like it because it's bright colors. And I'm going over the foreground with the background, but it will make sense later. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the background and render just these tiles alone, and then use them in Aseprite as a background for this level. So yeah, I would be using these tiles to like trace, but instead of going through the process of exporting this and then importing it as a single tile, I'm just using, oh, where'd it go, tiled? I'm just using this level as a background, even though it's a different level. But I'm just basically using it for the tile cutoffs here, where we've got bricks here and these other bricks there. I'm kind of using that to figure out where the colors are going to be and how the design is going to be laid out and that stuff. And so when things go over the bricks here, it's not actually going to go over in the game or even in Aseprite. But yeah, I'm going to have to clean up some of the stuff here. There's like these little artifacting and stuff like that because I'm still learning the software. But it is pretty cool, and it's free too. Or at least it was when I got it. I think it's still free. I think there's an update that I want to grab, but I looked at the patch notes and it's like nothing crazy different. I guess there is some difference in the terrain stuff though, which is what I'm using. So I guess I should probably download it before I pass any harsh judgments. But Aseprite doesn't have this option, so I think it would behoove them to jump on board with that sooner than later. They do have tile sets, but I don't think they have rules like this. Like, even Unity has tile set rules. And sometimes it's really easy to be like, just jump from Aseprite and just be like, oh, well, I'll just do it in Unity. But you can't do that with GB Studio. So yeah, this is actually a game I'm making for Game Boy Color. The design is by Giant Manjuro, who did Palooza Saga, Kaji's Trials for NES. It's actually a really fun game. Yeah, I was actually streaming it, and Johnny jumped into the stream, and we got to talking, and then later he saw that I'm a pixel artist, and that I do Game Boy development. And he was having trouble with the scrolling of the game prototype that he had in NES Maker, and was making the switch to GB Studio, and I've been kind of helping him, but mostly I've just been making the art, which has been a nice change of pace for me, because like the last projects I've been working on, I was actually managing the team, which was really cool, but also kind of stressful, and the first time I've ever managed anything before. So, and that went well for me. I mean, the games didn't make a whole lot of money or anything like that, but worked for me. I'm still gonna put it on my resume, and or at least the one that I can share. I mean, it kind of sucks to have a game like canceled, but that happens all the time, so I'm not really upset about that. And I got the experience from it and all that, so, and that project was a lot shorter, so like, not really upset at all. I kind of went in knowing that something like that would happen, which I feel like when people work at like AAA studios, they kind of forget that that kind of stuff happens, when it happens all the time in games. I can't tell you how many projects I've been on that have been canceled. Yeah, and a lot of times when a project gets canceled, it's under NDA, so you can't even actually talk about like the what the project was or share pictures of it or anything like that. So that's always kind of a pain, but yeah, sometimes you can ask for permission. Well, you can always ask for permission, but sometimes people will allow permission so that way you can share something that was under NDA. But honestly, I'm not really that concerned with that project. Not that I didn't have full faith in it. It's just that, you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, I like working with people, but I kind of let work come to me, and then I'm also kind of picky about who I work for. So you would think I find less work, but somehow it's been working for me. So I just kind of go with the flow. I think when I move, which I'm planning a move soon, I think then I will probably go back to like looking for more work and maybe even like open up commissions or something like that, which could be fun. But it also could be like big pain in the ass and really scary. And I don't know if anyone's ever done commissions in chat before, but commissions can be pain on both ends. Sometimes people don't want to pay for stuff. Sometimes people don't want to pay up front. Sometimes people don't plan on paying at all. It's pretty messed up, but it happens. It can be a pain, yeah. Do you do any type of commissions or art or anything like that? Are you a game dev or anything like that, Mr. Squarepeg? Obviously you don't have to be, but a lot of people that end up coming in here are, so I figure I'd ask. We get a wide variety of people in chat, but often they've at least worked on a game or something like that, because mostly that's what I do. Game dev stuff. I used to play games more back in the day. Hey. I'm a game dev. I do not do commissions anymore. Okay, yeah, so I know that I know that feeling. You know, commissions are good, but you gotta have a policy in place to follow. Gotta protect yourself. Absolutely. It's really easy to like, you know, screw that up. But also, sometimes you gotta take a risk, and like, that's hard, you know? But yeah, you know, you gotta feel the job. And if you don't feel the job, then probably find a better job. That's the way I look at it, but it's easier said than done, you know, when you're actually doing the job and getting the paycheck and getting the support from whatever else, the benefits and stuff like that. It makes it really hard to look for other work, or even, heck, I remember when I was working at the picture framing shop, it was really, really hard to even come home and stream, or even just stream games. But to stream game dev was even more difficult. Sometimes I would just come home and fall asleep because I was so tired after work, you know? What am I doing here? A wild Tyrogue. Honestly, I would love to work with you on a project. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, in the future, who knows? Honestly, I don't really do a whole lot of revenue share projects. Even though the project that I'm working on right now is revenue share. But I had a strong feeling about this one, and that's usually not the case. So, but yeah, you know, if I feel like it's gonna make money, then I'm not as concerned about it. if it's not gonna make money, then it's hard to work on it. Because game, you know how long games take. Games can take so long. How do you erase? I feel like sometimes it erases when I use the right click. The right click. Ah, I missed. I don't know what a Tyrogue is. Cool, I caught it without the Ultra Ball. Especially when you got a life outside of dev. Yeah, honestly, I haven't had a life outside of dev in a long time. I'm not really sure what it's like anymore. And I'm not even being facetious. Like my life outside of dev is just like well, I live with my mom and her husband, so like that pretty much absorbs everything else. Maybe pets, their pets, I don't know. But it's not like a bad thing. I mean, it does sound bad when I put it that way, but like, I don't know. My life's in a weird spot right now, and then also, like I said, it's not like bad. I really like enjoy my life and everything that I do. I have a good time, and I still have a lot of friends, and well, not a lot. I still have some friends. And you know, I just don't really hang out anymore, and most people my age don't, it seems like. So little fighting dude, I have a wife, 2 kids, a full-time job, and a part-time job. Making dev is hard. Yeah, that sounds rough, man. Yeah, one of my developer friends has like 4 kids, and it's like, holy cow, how do you even find the time? Oh, messing things up here. Oh. Whoa. I'm getting the hang of this a little bit. We'll have to see how it actually turns out, but I'm having fun making these little squiggles here. Lots of pipes going on here. There's some weirdness here. How do we erase this? Get out of here. Whoa. You're erasing too much. Why are you such a big eraser? Is that an eraser? It is an eraser. A very square eraser. But yeah, I want to make, or I want to put those LSDJ songs into my stream, so that'll be fun. Yeah, because I exercise on a recumbent cycle, like recumbent bike, like a stationary one, for 30 minutes twice a day, and I'm always like doing different things while I exercise because it's a recumbent, so I can use my hands. I used to have it set up on my desk so I could just work on whatever, you know, have my my game dev stuff going or my pixel art stuff going, or, you know, rendering videos or whatever. But instead of like having to move everything, because that can kind of like slow me down, you know what I mean? Create some more friction sometimes to have to move that stuff. And because if I go over 30 minutes, I worry that I'll like pull a muscle, because that happened to me once. So I try to avoid that, and I take a break every 30 minutes at least. And I try not to do it for more than an hour, because I don't want to hurt myself again, because it was really bad. In fact, it was such a bad pull that I kind of still feel it. Yeah. So I can actually erase things now, because it's not changing it when I erase it, because I'm not using the terrain tool. So that's actually really cool. A little worried about that, but I'm gonna fix that. Oh, that's not the right tool. Where did it go? Yeah, just kind of going over everything. Oh, there's some spots that look weird, because I think it's pretty much done. Let's see what. Oh, that's not right. There we go. As far as what I wanted to get out of this software before bringing it back into Aseprite, I think this will work. Alright, now I'm gonna save it, and then what we got? Export as image. So instead of level 7 attempt, we'll do level 8. And we'll just keep the attempt name thing convention going here, because now I know what it is. Oh, you know, I should have gotten rid of this layer first. All right, let's try that again. All right, so now we're gonna go into this level. We're gonna actually turn off that layer and rename it to tile set. Yeah, just tile set. And then I'm gonna make a new layer. This one's gonna go underneath that one, and we want to import that file. I'm not sure where I put it. One second while I grab this file here. What do we got? Oh, I went to the wrong place. Where is it supposed to? Oh, I have a tiled folder, that's right. Oh, where is this? This isn't the right spot, is it? Oh, wait, there it was. Level 8 attempt. Took me long enough. Alright, so now I've got this. I'm gonna select it, Copy it. We're gonna go to level 8. We're gonna go to our bottom layer there and paste it. Yeah, so now we've got a starting point. All right, so now I'm gonna do some variations here, some adjustments. We got the background color is gonna be that, and then I also want to make it like gradate into dithering. So yeah, if we change this to dither, and then what am I doing here? Oh, I know what I'm doing. I've got both colors are this dark color, so that's not gonna work. What we want is the original color versus that dark color. So that way we can get this kind of like fading effect. But that's the opposite of what we want, so I don't know. I think there's a way to swap these, but I can't remember. Oh, did the wrong color there. Yep. Whoa. Get out of here. So I've kind of made these ones darker than these ones, and that's not really what I want. So I'm gonna see if I can try to fix that a bit. Breaking the yellow stuff. I don't know if I can, but I like these ones better. I don't know what happened over here. But these colors aren't the colors that I want either. Well, they were two colors. I don't know what happened. Let's try that again. So I think for some reason, yeah, it's weird. I thought I had non-contiguous on, but apparently it didn't work. I don't know. I'll switch to these, see how this goes. Oh. Oh, I did it again. Hey. So I'm making parts that look cool, but the whole thing doesn't look cool. That's unfortunate, because I thought that I'm gonna be able to do that, but I don't know if I'm just not stretching it far enough, or and then this stuff isn't affected at all. So I think it's a distance thing. A wild Skimori has appeared in chat. Well, it definitely looks interesting. I don't know. I mean, it kind of looks cool, but I'll probably have to optimize the tile count because that's a lot of different tiles. So there's some weirdness going on there. But also the colors are just way too bright for being the background. But that's okay. I knew that was gonna happen. I wanted to be able to see it before I made it like dim. You know what I mean? So essentially, I kind of want it to be this value and saturation, but a different hue, which is what I already did. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of do the same thing for this, or not for that. For this? So find the same value of this, but the hue of that. And the same thing here. So that, but there, so about here. And if you want help for other people, you can get a more clear like idea of where it is on the hue bar. So take this and drag it to about there. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Same thing here. So I'm looking at this dot there, taking this one and putting it where that one was. And now I've kind of matched the values of these background colors. It looks a little weird, and it's probably a little dark, actually. But once I'm gonna make a new layer here underneath all of these ones and just fill in the rest of that black. So because it's the background, and I'm gonna take off the grid here, because it's the background, yeah, and I am gonna make it a little bit less saturated and increase the value a little bit, I think, for all of the colors probably. But it's supposed to lend itself to the background. You missed it again. Oh, you missed Skamori again. I don't know Skamori. Is that a sought after Pokemon? Is that a good one? So since no one else is gonna choose the commands, I'm just gonna have to do it myself. Hey Ari, yo, what's up? I actually learned a little bit on how to use tile to make this, and now I've brought it into Aseprite to do this as a background, and then I'm gonna go over the foreground as well. But I think I'm gonna change the colors a little bit. So yeah, oh well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you think it looks awesome. Yeah. So like I was saying, I added a whole bunch of commands and stuff. Skarmare is the pronunciation. Okay. What did I say? Skamori? Skarmori? Oh, I got you. Skarmori. But yeah. I want to show you guys the commands. I'm just gonna pick a random one here. All you have to do is type that in, and it should work. Did it not work? Why didn't it work? It's supposed to work. Did that not work? What? Did I not do the right command? Wow, now I feel stupid. I'm telling people to do commands, and it didn't even work. Oh, it's worm boss, not boss worm. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Try this. Did it work? Did it work? There it goes. So now there's a worm boss. It works. So yeah, I went through the process of making a separate scene in Retro Spaceball, my Unity game, that has like a blue screen background, so that way I could key out. Is this a stream avatars feature? No, this is actually a video. So it's a little bit complicated, believe it or not. So the image in the corner at first was a still. I turn off the still, turn on a video, and the video is keyed out the background. So it used to have a blue screen because I actually made the video in Unity using all the sound and effects from the game and just kind of pieced together a new scene. Love it. I'm glad you love it. Thank you. Yeah, there's more. I got kind of carried away, to be honest. But yeah. Is it too loud? I don't know how the volume is because I don't hear it. But I hope it doesn't get too annoying or like distracting or make it hard for people to hear what they want to hear because of the pew 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 pew. A little bit too much. Well, I appreciate that. I can turn it down a little bit. Let's see. Get that going. Got the mix up. Oh yeah, it is pretty loud, isn't it? Let's turn it down. Is that a little bit better? You can play the game here. I got a I've got a command for that, believe it or not. Let's try that one out. You can wishlist it on Steam. This one's cool too. I got my Demon Fish Dead Ahead command. So yeah, and the sound effect is my voice. I actually made that sound effect for the game. The game is in Steam, not available in my country. What are you doing? You canceled Germany? Retro Spaceball is not on Steam yet. It's just wishlist only. Are you telling me that it won't let you into the Steam store, or that it won't let you buy the game because the demo isn't on Steam yet? But it should let you onto the page, unless Steam is doing something that I don't know about. Because that would suck if Germans can't get to the page. He said, UPS, sorry, not product here, not P2 duct. If I go to link browser. Huh. He set UPS, sorry? I'm not sure what that means. I'm a little bit confused on that. Oops, sorry, an error occurred while processing your request. This product is not currently available in your country. Oh, that's a German word. I gotcha. Huh, well that's unfortunate that it's telling you that when you try to go. Maybe... Huh. I don't know. Oh, oops, I gotcha. I read ups, yeah. Or UPS. I read UPS. We have a, what is it, United Parcel Service, I think, is UPS. You also have UPS, okay. So I think I'm gonna change the red, maybe. I don't know. Now the more that I look at, the better. Oh yeah, this is too dark. Maybe just like a little bit. What's going on here? Give me the right layer. A little bit more. That actually works a lot better. I don't think I need to change the other colors now that I changed that one. But yeah, I probably will have to optimize the tiles, but it's a cool start. Yeah, and like this background image. Oh wait, the other one was kind of broken. This one doesn't appear to be. Oh yeah, these are broken. But I can actually fix that. I didn't make this. That was my partner on this project, Johnny Manjiro, who he just kind of pieced this together using assets to work on the design. Yeah, so the background tiles behind the spikes I will have to remove because that's gonna count as a special tile. Can't have that. No special tiles allowed behind spikes. All the spikes gotta look the same. Oh, yep, these spikes are broken. I don't know how that happened, but it's all good. What do those ones have? Okay, yeah, they're right up against it. I was just checking to make sure. And DHL and more. I don't think we have DHL. We have the USPS, which is the United States Postal Service. And then UPS and FedEx. I think those are the three. I think those are the main three. Oh, and Amazon has one too, right? See the trucks all the time. Well, as far as backgrounds go, I kind of like this. It's a little bit eerie, but like I said, it's kind of like the end of this world or theme or whatever. There is a lot of variation though. Like I'm looking at this versus this, and it's like very different. But I can make changes later, no problem there. Alright, what was I doing? I was getting rid of the backgrounds behind the spikes. Oh, we got a bear tick in chat. I don't know what a bear tick is, but it sounds worse than like a dog tick. But yeah, Arijik. I'm still having trouble with the name. Arijik. Sorry, I shouldn't be practicing like this. But how have you been? How's the streaming going? I noticed you did some parallax stuff. That was really cool. I saw the laser battles with the ships. That was a while ago now, but that was really cool. I saw that you did some ruin stones, I think, on Itch, right? As like an asset thing or something. That was pretty cool. That was the most fun, the laser battle? Or the parallax? Probably the laser battle, huh? Your first paid asset, was that the ruin stones? Was your first paid asset? That's exciting. I've never done a paid asset before. I've always thought about it. Yes, the laser battle. Yeah, that laser battle was super fun. Yes, the rune set. Okay, I'm guessing correctly here. Pokecatch Ultra Ball. Yeah, Cryptic, I don't know if you've checked out Arajik's stuff, but it's pretty cool. I think he's got a partnership or something, right? Isn't that how that works? You're working with a certain company, I can't remember the name, making like pets, right? Yeah, check out the link if you have time. I don't know if you're working or not, Cryptic, but yeah, Live Spirits, that was it. So you work with Live Spirits to make basically assets on their store, right? And they're like pets for your streamers. So like VTubers and streamers can have like a little pet that chills on the stream. It's a really cool idea. I mean, as an artist, it's kind of hard to justify paying for something like that when you can just draw it, but there's tons of people who can't draw that stuff, so it's really cool to provide that for them. Oh yeah, I wanted to remove these. There are more that I'm forgetting? Oh, these as well. You are at work. Okay, yeah. Well, when you get a chance, you might want to check out Arajik's pixel art stuff. It's really interesting to look at. I think I will create a game from the space battle. That's cool. Yeah, it's an interesting perspective. Like the orthographic, it definitely has the game vibe to it. Not sure, maybe platformer or top down. You sketch assets for both. Yeah, it's always hard to choose, but man, that camera makes such a difference for everything. All the marketing and production and everything. The camera always makes such a big difference. It's always good to figure that out as soon as possible. And you have 2 prototypes, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, prototypes are always fun to make. So now that I've got this interesting background change out of the way, or at least for now, I can use files from this one and just kind of steal as I go. Put the grid up. We'll just start with this corner. Alright, let's bring this one over here. There we go. Select the right layer. Alright. Oh, it's behind it. I see what's going on here. RT. Alright, there's that. The thing is, I sketched this battle scene in Aseprite at 1024 by 1024 in more than 10 hours with more than 120 frames. Yeah, I know how that goes, man. I did a really big animation with a whole lot of frames like that, and it took me a lot longer than 10 hours, I'll tell you that much. Cryptic says, Arajik, amazing pixel art. I want to create the assets and then build the setup in the engine to create a video. Maybe I'm faster in engine to create a video like an Aseprite. Yeah, that's the way I see it. And I was kind of talking about this earlier, actually, on the stream, where sometimes like Aseprite can do some things really well, and then other times it's like, all right, well, I need to bring that into Unity and have Unity do it faster or better or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like for instance, I can't for the life of me figure out how to get Aseprite to do rules for the tile maps, right? Like I can use tile maps, but I can't get it to do automated rules like in tiled with these, you know, like have it know when you draw, you know, I guess that's not gonna work like that. But you know, have it draw where you I'm not perfect, but yeah, have it adapt to how you draw and that kind of stuff. Your Aseprite is laggy with this file. I've had that before too, where it's super slow, or like exporting is like, okay, is this gonna crash? That's what I was telling you for months about Tile. Yeah, no, I mean, I knew that about Tile, but I'm still having trouble with working it, as you can see. But I really wish that Aseprite would just do it, you know, like... It's almost easier for me to draw tiles than it is for me to deal with this nonsense of it, like, kind of working, not working, and having to put things in as a tile when it's not a tile, just because it doesn't have regular... Like you can only import things as tiles in tiled. Everything has to be a tiled, even if it's a background image. It has to be a tiled. So you just have to tell it that it's a tile. Well, it automatically assumes that it's a tile, and then you have to tell it how it breaks down, and so it's kind of a pain. Tile is so cool. It is cool. It is cool, but it's definitely not as intuitive as Aseprite. Aseprite is just so much more intuitive. Alright, what am I looking for here? This one. Yeah. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing, that's why I was like, what the hell? I don't need two of the same. Yeah, but you know, I've been thinking about a lot lately is how much I love that the like low spec community is like thriving right now. You know what I mean? Like it's really coming up strong, right? Like because it's been around for like ever now, you know, but I feel like with like modern technology and stuff like that, you see like, I don't know, it's weird. There's like constantly people joining the industry, and then there's constantly people like finding low spec and like moving from like AAA to indie to low spec. It's like this weird kind of migration, I feel like, that's kind of happening. And it's not always happening like that, and I feel like there's a lot of you know, crossover or whatever. Obviously, like, I love indie games regardless of what platform they're on, or what engine they're made with or anything like that. But it is always interesting to me to find that something works on, you know, classic hardware. Like, as a developer, I definitely, you know, my ears perk up when I hear that. You know, regardless of if I even own that platform, just because the you know, I know how hard it is to do that. I always thought that was really cool. I haven't looked at your stream for a while now and wanted to say that I noticed your skill is developing pretty damn fast, bro. I'm fascinated. Oh, well, I appreciate that. I'm not sure in particular what you're describing, but I've been doing this for a long time, and I definitely do a variety of stuff. So some things I might be better at than other things, and also I'm not the type of person to like really put myself under a lot of pressure, or like try to go as quickly as possible, or even try to look like, you know, I don't know, like this stuff. Like I make mistakes, you know. I don't allow myself to like, I don't know. I used to fall in this pattern of like needing to be a perfectionist, right? And everything had to be perfect, and you end up setting yourself back in a lot of ways because nothing's ever perfect. What do they say? The perfect is the enemy of good, right? That's what they say. I think it's interesting. That's an interesting way to put it, but it's pretty true. Because sometimes things being good is you know, good enough. But the whole thing is to attempt perfection while accepting the good. And that's the hard part, right? Because when you're attempting perfection and you're never gonna reach it, like, you just keep trying. But you could very easily spend the rest of your life not finishing anything that way. I always thought that nothing is perfect, and nothing is ever perfect for an artist. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, but every artist is trying for perfect, and they see it in their head. They know what perfect feels like. They know what it should be. And when it doesn't get there, they know, you know, that it's like, they just, you know, it doesn't happen. It's, you get close, and then you say, I want to, it depends on the medium, obviously, but a lot of times it'll be like, I want to touch it, but I'm afraid I'll screw it up. And that's when you know it's time to quit and start something else. Because, you know, if it's like, if there's too much friction, then it makes sense to just move to something where there's less friction. And I mean, I don't know, I do that a lot, and some people are like, you know, they get, especially with game dev, you get really like, oh, you got to finish all of your projects, you got to know what it's like to finish, and there is a lot of merit to that, there really is. But also, you can't just sit there and like beat something into the ground when you're not even having fun with it anymore, you know what I mean? You gotta make sure you're having fun, and I think that's something that a lot of devs overlook. They get into this like hardcore mode of like, oh, you got to be the best of the best, you know, the Pokemon trainer master kind of thing, and that's just ridiculous. You're gonna burn yourself out that way. Not to mention that it's like it's not a quantitative medium. You can't just do more of something and that doesn't make you good at it. You have to actually do a good job, and that's what makes you good. You could accidentally do a good job the first time. Or you could spend the rest of your life trying to do a good job and never do it. That is game development. So the trick is to have fun. Enjoy what you're doing, because there is a good chance that it's not going to turn out good. There's a clef key in chat. Alright, moving on here. Yeah, but I'm really pleased with the way that the stream is working today. The commands are all working. Nothing's breaking so far. The streaming avatars is working fine. Let's see if this command is, yep, this command's working. Got bricks now. Now you can't see what I'm working on, unfortunately. Might have to make some adjustments, some iterations on these. But they're fun so far. I was telling Kixie, I want to make like stream integrations and like make up my own like streaming game, and not even like sell it, just make it for myself. Yeah, I don't know if I've even set up the commands list, to be honest. That's interesting that the command worked because I didn't set it up. I'm gonna click on that because I want to see where it goes. Oh, it's the stream avatars commands. Oh, interesting. I don't use any of those. I made all of the avatars free, and I don't ever use the minigames because I don't know how. So, but if you want to know the commands, you literally have to watch the stream because it tells you in the upper right corner underneath the video, or in the lower left corner. It's constantly scrolling through different commands. Or right now it's telling you to use commands. I worked for 10 years, 300 hours per month, and then I experienced 2 years of burnout. Damn. Since then, I've been focusing on my art and only doing what truly brings me joy. Not only have I achieved great success, but I've also found a lot of peace, something far more valuable than money. My advice to everyone, don't let yourself be enslaved by money. You won't find happiness that way. I completely agree with that. I mean, you do need money, but you cannot be enslaved to it. And I think greed kind of goes hand in hand with that. But some of it is just predatory behavior from the consumer marketplace, right? Because it's really easy to get caught up in the whole FOMO thing, or, you know, something's on sale. I mean, heck, in the world of retro games, they only make so many. And then, or like homebrew, they only make so many. And then there's like a Kickstarter, and then like after the Kickstarter, like if it's really successful, they might do another run. If you're lucky, you know, depending on the game, what the studio's doing. But yeah. Hey, Cryptic's in the chat. How you doing, Cryptic? Thanks for joining. Welcome in. Yeah, you know, I've been missing your streams. I see them in Kixie's Discord, and then I'm like, man, I missed it again, because by the time I check on Twitch, it's already over. But I imagine it's probably because of like Thanksgiving or something, right? Or maybe I'm just really late getting there. But it's great to see you in here. Oh wait, I just saw Indy's face, and I was like, and was I talking to you? Oh man, I thought you were Indy because I saw Indy's face. I was like, oh, Indy's here. But then did I say Cryptic's here? I don't even know. I don't even know. I fucked that all up. Sorry. Cryptic is streaming too. Cryptic does stream. I was confused though. I thought Indy was here because Cryptic was using Indy's emotes. I don't know why I thought that it was Indy, but I thought Indy had arrived. He said my name too. Yeah, it's weird. I read the chat, but I thought I was talking to Indy. That must have been really confusing for you. I'm very sorry about that. Yeah. Yes, I'm proud of these emotes. That's right. Oh, did you do that emote as well? Cool. Thanks for following Cryptic. I do stream. I'll be streaming tomorrow. How regularly do you stream, Cryptic? I've been thinking about what my stream schedule will be like once I have one. Oh, you made all of those for Indy? Wow. Cool, nice work. Yeah, I'm kind of excited to start making emotes. Like, it's taken me a while to get to this level of excitement, but I think I'm finally there. Just draw. And then, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they turn out and that kind of stuff, or if I'm any good at it, if I'm terrible at it, make terrible emotes. It'd be fun to put them in other people's chats, I think, too, right? Oh, I missed a spot. Whoa. I don't have a set one right now. Now I've been working 12-hour shifts at work. Oh, okay, yeah. That makes sense to have to like go with the flow with work and stuff. 12-hour shifts, man. That sounds terrible. I'm really sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's hard for me to do anything for 12 hours. They're cool too for Discord icons. Do you make them only for games? I'm not sure who you're asking there. I think Cryptic makes them for Twitch streams and Discord. Gotta save my house, so gotta work. Yep, that's the way houses work. How did I miss that? Get out of here. I make them for streamers. I actually started a game project with my sister that will require a lot of drawing. Wow, that's really cool. I always kind of thought about like what would it have been like if my brother would have been like cool and into game development, because he's like smart enough to get it, and he's like interested enough, I think, to like games, but he's just not cool enough to make games. I think that's the issue. I think you do need a level of coolness to make games. I didn't always think that, but there are some not cool devs also, so I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is that some people do it for the right reasons and some people do it for the wrong reasons. And I think if my brother were to do it, it would be for the wrong reasons. And that's probably why he hasn't done it, because it's just not lucrative enough. You know what I mean? I don't know. But that would be so cool to have like family members to talk to about this stuff, because there's not a whole lot of people I can actually talk to about it, at least in person, because I don't know. If I bring it up to my mom, her eyes glaze over within like 3 seconds, because hard to explain it to anyone. Can't expect her to understand. That's one way to think about it. Sounds very interesting, cool. I'm happy to see more when it's ready. I didn't see any games on your itch. Do you just do art? It's a good question. Yeah, getting a little sleepy here. It's already 4:55. I'm guessing Kixie fell asleep pretty late already. Yeah. Well, how late? Oh, it's already been 3 hours. I was kind of thinking I'd probably only last for 4 hours, but that was at like midnight, and then I waited like a whole nother hour before I actually started streaming, so. I'm not sure the next thing that I need to be awake for, but can't sleep when you're not tired. But I probably will want to eat something before I go to bed, so. It's been a fun stream so far, though. I think it's cool that I finally got tiled like working a little bit in my favor at least. Oh, we got ad break in progress, I see. I used to have something that showed me the ads. I don't know where it went. Gotta go to edit layout, is that it? What is ads, man? Add the ad, man. Ah, okay. I don't know what happened to that panel. It disappeared. Alright, so I think the ad's over. I got a meeting with the mayor of a local town, so no sleep for me. Huh, a meeting with the mayor. So are you doing print work for them? Is that the case? That's gotta be kind of stressful. Hope it goes well. But also, it's gonna be hard for it to go well if you don't get any sleep. Or do you mean you can't sleep at work? Because I've seen people do that before too. I had this one friend when I was at Yellowstone. I actually was friends with him before Yellowstone. he was the part of the reason why I went, because he was telling me that he was gonna get me a job. He's like, oh yeah, if you just apply for any job, I'll help you get a job because I need to hire someone, and I'll hire you. That way we can work together. It's a really easy job. All of this, and he gave the job to someone else on my first day. I was stuck doing dishes. It was so terrible. But this guy, he would sleep on the job. He would he had a he was like in the shipping area, so he was in the coolers and stuff. He had all these boxes everywhere, so he would make like a little box fort and sleep in these cardboard boxes, so if people were like looking for him, then they couldn't find him. And he got away with it. But it's super risky because at Yellowstone, like, you get in trouble for like anything. What am I looking for? That one. Okay. Oh, missed it. I haven't published any games yet. I'm currently working on 3 games. 2 of them are projects where I'm collaborating with others on the development, and 1 is my own project called Space Wars Simulator. It's based on a top-down spaceship series that I still haven't released because I'm not satisfied with it. I don't know when I'll share more about these projects on social media, but I have already posted prototypes, like small test scenes on Twitter. And then you've got the link there. I can pull up the link. Oh, I'm on the wrong computer. I can pull it up on this one. Oh. Yeah, let's make this big. It eerily reminds me a lot of one of my first projects, to be honest, which is kind of cool. Maybe someone remember in Starship Troopers. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I wonder if I can find that prototype that that it reminds me of. I might have removed it. Oh, no, it's still up. All right. I don't know if you guys are ready for this, but this is from 4/14/16. So, what is that? April 14th, 2016. Particles need adjusting, it says. Yeah, I had the particles working and then I scaled everything and then I realized I had to like rescale the particles. But I made the video anyways. But yeah, it's really hard to tell what's going on and the camera is really shit and like, but a lot of the same concepts, you know, the orthographic top-down spaceship gravity, docking on a space station. But yeah. It was right before I stopped working on the project, I think. Well, you know, I actually did quite a bit after this that I'd never made a video for. I did like an intro sequence for the game. Yeah. Anyways, this video is really boring. I didn't really know how to make stuff yet, so it's too long. Doesn't really show you what's going on. It's not very good. Oh, and then I added this because, you know, why not? And then it breaks, but I put it in the video anyways because why not? Anyways, your Twitter video vaguely reminds me of it. Vaguely. Let's see, where did I catch up? We have some parallels. That must be Starship Troopers. Okay. Azurga commented on your post. I know them. Adriga, sorry. Seen them around a lot here on Twitch. Yeah, Adriga is pretty big on Twitter as far as always commenting on people's games, which is really cool. And yeah, he's a community member of Kixie's stream. I think he's on the Discord too, right? Yeah. Kixie's one of my mods. She was here earlier. I think she fell asleep. It's really late, so cannot blame her. This is looking pretty good over here. I don't know what I'll do with this area down here. I'll probably add some dirt or something like I was doing before. Oh, and you know what? I actually want these to end because the next level is going to have a different thing. Oh, I didn't put the music back on. Boop. Let's skip the end of this song. Alright. Back at Source Hack. I think this is where I started the playlist. So that's interesting. Been like 3 hours. Or longer. Where are we at? Oh yeah, 3 hours and 15 minutes. So what I meant was I want to steal this tile here and put it here. Yeah, and this one there. Because the next level after this is going to get a different treatment altogether. But yeah, things have been kind of slowing down with me for work stuff, which is kind of cool. Other than this game, I'm kind of just working on my own stuff, which I haven't really been working on that much, so it'll be nice to have some time to jump back into Retro Spaceball. And I've got an update that I've been trying to put out for Source Hack for a while now. That's what we're listening to, is the music for Source Hack. And there's like a whole nother level there's like multiple like rooms and like pretty much 2 levels, but one of them's not really done yet, that are getting added in this update. And it's been ready for like almost a year. Yeah. And the same with the Retro Spaceball update. It's been almost ready for like over a year, and that's kind of sad. But like I said, almost ready with the Retro Spaceball. Same with the Source Hack one. They're like really close, but I keep finding things I'm like, you know what, the update would be better if I fix this too, you know. And then with the Retro Spaceball one, I made so many changes that it's like I can't just update it until all of those changes are debugged. And it's like a massive update, so it doesn't feel as massive as it is, but it is massive because it took me freaking forever. I feel like sometimes when people hear massive update, they want like a whole nother game. But for a solo dev, it just means like I fixed a whole bunch of bugs. It took me a whole year. I don't know. I wasn't planning on letting it to fall by the wayside like that. I kind of blame Little Screamies a little bit because I was working on that so much when I wasn't planning on it. Did I grab the wrong side? I did. And I ended up kind of dropping everything for that, and then it was really hard to pick Little Screamies back up. And this project's come along. Again, something that I don't want to turn down, you know what I mean? And it's not like Retro Spaceball is going anywhere. It's just it is getting harder and harder to jump back into the project. Oh, I forgot to read chat. I started to read it and then I stopped. Cryptic dropped you a follow. That's cool. I comment 70% of my posts on X. Oh, he's a lovely guy. Indeed they are. Follow back. I go for smoke AFK. shouldn't smoke. Smoking is wrong. Well, unless it's cannabis, then it's fine. No, I used to smoke cigarettes for a long time. Excuse me, and I quit. I was lucky that I was able to quit before I had any health problems with it or anything like that. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot here. I shouldn't even be there. Glad that was a free game. I would have been upset if I spent money on it. Are you for real? Was it that bad that you would have been upset if you spent money on it? Because you don't want to know how much actually went into that game. In fact, if you ask me, I think that it's crazy that it's free. But that's not my area, so but yeah, you know, I've played better games. I have no problem admitting that. But honestly, I was pretty impressed with it for you know, having seen the whole development cycle. And the team, you know, knowing what they're capable of, or at least having an idea. Well, overall, it was a good experience, you know. No real complaints. Oh, that's not. But also, the other thing about Little Screamies is that if you were to buy it and be upset that you bought it, then you could just refund it, because it's one of those games that doesn't have a long playing time. I got a lot of things I would change, honestly. I ran through the map like it was nothing. And who decided to make sprint a toggle? Well, it wasn't one person's decision in any point of the game. There was a lot of thought that went into all the decisions, so it's not like no one thought about it. But yeah, there was some conjecture on that in particular. In the end, when you're working with a team, it's all about compromise. And I understand that the player comes first, but unfortunately we didn't have the funding to test. So we just tested internally, and then once we felt comfortable with that, we started testing further and further. And you know, it's not easy to get feedback. Oh, there's a wild Rabska, I think. Rabska, something like that. But honestly, if you have feedback on Little Screamies, I'd love to hear more about it. You could even comment it on the itch page or on the Steam page if you want. Obviously, for personal biases, I think that more people read Steam, so if you put negative stuff on there, it might hurt the game more. But if you put it on itch, that's not going to scare people away. Also, it'll get the devs to notice it. Whether or not any more development on the game is going to happen, it's probably not. But that's not up to me. So, but I think it's important for the devs to know where they've made mistakes, because I'm the first person to tell you that you're gonna make mistakes as a dev. And sometimes, especially with a team, the team can get kind of confident. And not this team, but all teams. And rightfully so. I mean, you're a group of awesome devs that know what they're doing, and you got everyone's back and all that stuff. But the player is always going to find something that the devs don't. That's just the way it is. I won't comment on Steam unless it's like a scam or a good game. Just saying I'm willing to test games. Well, unfortunately, we don't have like a Discord for the public on that game. So we don't really have a great space to just be like, hey, check it out. But if you wanted to like shoot me a DM with it, I could pass it along to the team. Like I said, I don't know what they do with it. So if you don't want to waste your time, or if it feels like a waste of time, then I understand. Because like I said, the devs might not have, because there's no budget left as far as I know on that. So things are not going to be worked on, but that's okay. I've got this to work on. I've got other things to work on. So, and managing a team was a really cool experience. I can definitely put that on my resume. And if they choose to make more projects, then I'm still technically, you know, involved. So but it, like I said, it frees me up to not have a team to manage at the moment. Managing a team is such an eye-opener, just like in all these different ways. Like it teaches you about psychology and you know, productivity and combining those two things essentially. Teamwork, synergy, dynamics. A lot of things I never really thought about when I was just getting managed. But, you know, I did think when I was being managed, I did think about all the times that the managers made mistakes, you know, and I recognized them. And that I did find helped me a lot. Because anytime I thought about a situation where, oh, this is how this manager took care of that situation, I pretty much did the exact opposite. And that worked pretty well for me as far as like team building and stuff goes. The other part about teams, and like I said, this is any team, not Nuke Pop, but any team. It's like you can expect that someone's gonna do something, but until it actually gets done, like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes people say they're gonna do things and then they just don't. And it happens. I mean, stuff comes up, things are more important, there's priorities and whatnot. But like as a manager, like it can be kind of like, oh shit, is that my fault that this person said they were going to do something and then didn't do it? And obviously the answer is no, but the technical answer is that maybe there's something you could have done to prevent it. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah. Yeah, I get lots of projects that I can't get to right now, so I get it. Yeah. Although honestly, the whole little Screamies on Steam thing, like, it's been going really good. I mean, I know that it's because it's free, but there's not one negative review, and there's 17 positive reviews, which is actually not easy to get. I mean, I've never had like my own game on Steam before where I could like see all the stats and stuff like that. But I know enough from looking at other people's stats and talking to other people and stuff that it's like not always easy. What am I looking for? I guess I could do these. Like, I don't know, I don't want to name names, but like games that I promote and games that I play and games that I pay for and games that I like, and the devs are telling me that they're like barely scraping by off of, or like they're, you know, not even close to being worth the development cost on their games, for, you know, different factors or whatever. And luckily the devs that I talk to at least haven't quit because of this, but I've heard of it before where people quit because they're just not making enough money, and that's scary and sad. But also I think when you're like a really good programmer, it's probably hard to work in games if you can do like banking software instead. You know, if you could work for a bank instead as a programmer, like, why not do that? Because you're gonna make a lot more money if you're in it for the money, you know. And if your games aren't selling but you can make a whole lot of money programming bank software, then yeah, I get it. I see why people would want to switch. But I'm not like a macho programmer. I'm not a guru. I barely know enough just to make a game work, and enough to debug other people's code. I mean I need to give myself a little bit more credit. I can fix other people's issues sometimes just using instinct alone. Someone will come to me and say like, oh, I've got this issue, and I'll say, did you try this? And they'll be like, no. I'll say, well, you should try that because I have a feeling that it might work. And then they try it and it works. So I think that's a good skill to have that a lot of people probably don't have. But also it's pretty engine dependent. But I am kind of, you know, learning a little bit about everything. I still don't have my Godot card yet, but I have played around with Unreal a little bit. Nothing crazy, but enough to say that I've played with it. What am I looking for? That one? Can't go into game dev expecting to be rich. Yeah, you said it. It's not that easy. Well, I finished the pipes, got the background going. It's a decent start. I'm getting a little sleepy though. I wanted to stream for 4 hours, but like I said, I got a late start. I don't know. I guess it doesn't hurt to start this. What am I doing? Yeah, back on the stream schedule. I was thinking it would be cool to do late night streams, but I don't want it to like ruin my like life schedule, you know what I mean? Like I don't have a life schedule, and that's why, maybe that's why it seems appealing, but like it's going to prevent me from having a life schedule, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't know. Anyone who knows me knows that my sleep schedule is just like crazy, or lack thereof. Yeah, I get that, but I don't get to watch unless it's a late stream. Yeah, that kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's important to do the life stuff. You know, you got family, you got kids, you got a wife to take care of. All that stuff is important, and you gotta treat it with the respect that it deserves, you know? So I think that's very noble of you to do that. That's honestly, that's part of the reason why I don't have family or kids, is because I didn't want to like make the sacrifices that they would deserve. I make it work. Nice, nice. I don't know how, but yeah, it works. What do they say? Where there's a will, there's a way, right? Yeah, I'm not completely opposed of starting to starting a family. It's just kind of late in the game for me now at this point. It's harder and harder, and I don't know. I guess I never made it a priority in my life, so. You gotta sleep in the bed that you made, right? Is that how they say it? Full of metaphors today. We got a thievial. Thievel. But unless you're in 50s, it ain't too late. No, you're right. It ain't too late. But, you know, for women, that's not the case. And, you know, it gets harder to meet women who are still capable of having kids as you get older. You know what I mean? So, you know. No one told me this when I was young, but it's become apparent as I got older. You had a friend whose mother was 42 when you had them. Well, that's pretty old. Pretty old. So, it's not that you can't have kids when you're old as a woman. I mean, sometimes you can't because of menopause, obviously. But it's more dangerous as part of it. So it becomes a bigger risk. And honestly, I'd be terrified to have to. Well, first of all, I'd be terrified for, you know, my wife or girlfriend or whatever who's like having to have a kid, even though the risk is higher. But then if something were to happen where, you know, either to the kid or to the mother because of the age thing, like that would just be so hard, you know? I mean, it comes down to priorities again, you know? But like I said, I haven't prioritized it this far in my life, so it would be hard for me to put that much priority on it. But you know, you meet people and they change you, so I'm not naive enough to think that that couldn't happen. It's just not, it's just getting less and less likely, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And maybe I'm just saying that maybe it's not the case. I get that so much. My wife and baby almost died during birth. Wow, that's super scary. Well, I'm super grateful that they made it, you know? That everything worked out. Yeah, I don't know. I've thought a lot about kids in my life, like wanting to have kids, because it's like, or like if I want to have kids, right? And a lot of it comes down to like, what's it gonna be like for these kids when they have kids and those kids have kids, you know what I mean? So like my grandkids, like what's the world gonna be like for them? That just kind of stops me in my tracks, honestly. And I don't put it against anyone, you know, obviously everyone makes their own decisions and stuff, but to me it just seems like there's so many problems in this world, and like having kids, I don't know, it's just so difficult. Like I would worry so much. There. You know, like the cost of education, or just education alone. Like I would, if I had a kid, I would really want to homeschool, you know, but like not everyone can homeschool. Like you kind of have to be rich to be able to do that, and I'm not rich. And if I have a kid, I will be even less than what I am now. You know what I mean? So homeschooling isn't even an option for a lot of people. And for me to just say, "Oh, I would homeschool," like that makes me sound kind of ridiculous to people who actually have kids. It's a lot easier to say when you don't have kids, but her blood pressure dropped and they had to do an emergency C-section where the baby got stuck. It was scary. Wow, did she remain conscious or did she like faint? I'm sure people in the early 40s thought the same way, but you gotta keep going on. You can't live your life based on fear of what could happen. No, it's true. But man, things happen. They sure do happen, you know, and I've been through a lot, and it would be very, very difficult for me to like watch a child of mine go through what I've gone through. Yeah. I know how difficult life can be. And I've had you know, people taken from me, and you know, everyone has, most people have, and you know, young people taken from you, and it's terrible, you know. So I don't know, obviously you can't prevent all deaths from occurring, and some of us are just destined. But yeah, I'm not trying to get too deep. I don't typically have a fatalist attitude. I don't think that we're on a set path. But I think the path is really hard to change. And I think I lucked out a whole lot of times. And that's the only reason why I'm still here. That kind of freaks me out. They put her under. Wow. Well, like I said, I'm really glad that it all worked out in the end, because that must have been so scary. But the other side of that is that my life feels really complete without children. And I get a lot of enjoyment out of life. I'm not saying that I wouldn't if I had kids. I'm just saying that I'm perfectly happy without kids. As sad as that sounds to many parents, I'm sure. Like, you know, and again, like, I'm not trying to persuade anyone. But I don't know. I think I would enjoy it either way. I think I'm at a point in my life where I'm able to like find happiness regardless of the circumstance, like at least to a degree. That's not the one I want. There's like a full one that I want. Where's that at? This one? Any parent that gets mad or upset over someone who's happy not having kids is pathetic. Live your life, not someone else's. I hear that, but you gotta understand where I'm coming from. I mean more like there's something that family provides that nothing else can provide. And I think that sometimes parents assume that non-parents don't have an understanding of that, but we do. And I would still feel that if I were to have kids. And you know, there's a good chance that later in my life I'll feel quite a bit different about everything that I'm saying now. You know, there's even a good chance that I might regret not seeking out marriage and family when I was young, you know, as I get older. Well, once I'm so old that I'm alone and feel the effects of saying, man, I wish I had a son to take care of me or something like that, you know what I mean? Like, that's probably when it would happen, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm pretty good at finding the joy in things these days. Yeah. Well, I'm starting to get sleepy here. I'm not sure if I can go on much further here. I should probably start looking for someone to raid. Oh. This one. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I think I should start winding down here. I appreciate everyone hanging out. It was a lot of fun learning tiled and doing more Pyrotoad arts. I kind of wish that I would have gone longer, but it got late quickly and I had a late start. I do want to stream more often, more regularly, but who knows what's actually going to happen with that. I will have some time with the house to myself, which I find myself streaming a lot more when I have the house to myself. It just makes me feel a lot more comfortable. I don't have my own door, so it's like I've got curtains up and dividers and stuff, but there's no door, so it's like, and there's like a laundry room like really close to me, so I kind of deal with that, and it kind of slows me down. But when no one else is around, there's a lot less friction and it's a lot easier for me to stream. So I think that's gonna be a thing. I don't know how many days though, and sometimes I like to take a break also. So like, even though I have the opportunity to stream, I might take a break. I don't know. All right, so I'm going to look for people. See. Well, not a whole lot of people on my following list. Let's see if I can't find someone new. Bye, Rick. Thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Alright, what am I searching for? Category? Search for live channels to raid. Oh, category. Let's go with game dev. Or no, pixel art? Pixel art. Oh, that's not a category. Is Aseprite a category? No. Art is a category. Huh. Oops, that's not what it was. Huh. There's a lot of art, but not a lot of pixel art. We could raid Ryan, but I think he's probably ending his stream soon. Maybe we should do that. Then he can find someone to raid too. Where'd the raid button go? I had a button for it. Oh, here it is. There's a wild pile of sand in chat. Might as well get that last Poke catch in. Ryan Art. Or Ryan Art? Ryan? I pronounce it Ryan. I don't know how he pronounces it. But, yeah. He's probably ending his stream. It's hard to say. Alright, well I'm gonna start the raid here, and oh, I guess we should wait for that Pokeball. We'll see how it goes. It looks like he's not drawing or deving, so he's probably just kind of chatting. So he's probably winding up, but then I don't have to find someone to raid. Alright, it looks like we're raiding in a few seconds here. And we got the Pokemon. Cool. Gotta turn off my music. Alright. Did it work? Oh, it's like a minute, a whole nother minute. I'm just gonna hit the raid now button. Alright, see you guys there. See you there.